This is one of the most worshipped forms of God in India. No hands, no legs, no fingers. For over 800 years, devotees have looked at this unfinished form and refused to complete it. Not because no one could finish it, but because finishing it would miss the point entirely. This is the story of Lord Jagannath and the wisdom hidden in his incompleteness. Centuries ago, a devoted king named Indradumna ruled the coastal land of Orissa. One night in a dream, Lord Vishnu revealed the existence of a sacred blue idol, the Nila Madhava, hidden deep in a forest, worshipped in secret by a tribal chief. The king sent his priest to find it. After a long search, the priest finally saw the idol with his own eyes. But by the time the king's men arrived to bring it back, it had vanished. Only sand remained where it once stood. A voice from the sky spoke to the grieving king, "Do not despair. I will come to you again, not as stone this time, but as wood carried in on the sea." Even here the first lesson begins. The divine cannot be captured or possessed. It can only be received. Soon after, a massive sacred log washed onto the shore of Puri, so heavy that no one could move it. An old carpenter appeared, offering to carve the idols of Jagannath, his brother Balabhadra, and sister Subhadra. But he set one condition: "I will work behind a closed door. No one may look inside until I am finished. If the door is opened too soon, I will stop, and my work will remain incomplete forever." The king agreed, and the doors were sealed. This is where the story stops being about mythology and starts being about us. Because how often do we make that exact same promise, to trust the process, to wait, to not interfere, and how often do we break it? For a few days, the sound of carving echoed from behind the door. Then silence. 1 day, 5 days, 15 days. No sound at all. The queen grew anxious. Was the carpenter even alive in there? Had he abandoned the work? Unable to bear the uncertainty, the king ordered the doors opened. Inside stood 3 figures: Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra, with wide, unblinking eyes, but no hands, no feet, no fingers. The old carpenter had vanished, exactly as he warned. Devotees believe he was Vishwakarma himself, the divine architect, and that the king's impatience had frozen the work forever. Mid-creativity. This is the moment worth sitting with. The king's fear of not knowing broke the very thing his faith was meant to protect. The king was devastated, believing he had failed. But then a voice spoke again, this time with the teaching that would define the tradition for centuries. "Do not grieve. I choose to remain this way." A perfect form can feel distant, untouchable, only for the worthy. But an unfinished form belongs to everyone. It asks nothing of you before you arrive. Come to me exactly as you are, unfinished, uncertain, incomplete. That is enough. And so the idols were installed exactly as they were. Even today, once every 12 to 19 years, in a ritual called Nabakalebara, the deities are ceremonially renewed, carved fresh from sacred neem wood. And every single time they are kept unfinished on purpose. Not because the tradition forgot to fix it, because completing it would erase the very teaching it exists to carry. We often live like the king, waiting to feel finished before we believe we're worthy of love, of peace, of God. We polish the parts of ourselves we think are presentable, and hide the rest behind a closed door. But Jagannath, the Lord of the universe, chose the opposite path. He stayed incomplete and let the whole world love him exactly as he is. Maybe that's the real invitation of this story. You don't have to finish becoming yourself before you're allowed to be loved, or to seek the divine